Hello students, in the previous class we have seen the techniques of the solvent extraction. So the techniques what we have seen, that is nothing but batch extraction, continuous extraction, countercurrent extraction. So batch extraction is nothing but what, which is a very simplest method which is used as a separation technique funnel. And coming to continuous extraction, we are having organic compound or solvent what we are taking that should be lighter than water and heavier than water, which will undergo upward direction and downward direction. Coming to countercurrent extraction, it is like a stages what we have seen. So it is divided into series. The time is very fast. We can easily separate the solvent. Okay. So today let us discuss about factors affecting solvent extraction. So we are having different types of factors. So let us discuss each by one. The first one is we are going to discuss here partition coefficient. What is the first factor we are going to discuss? Partition coefficient. So what is partition coefficient? So partition coefficient is also known as Nernst distribution law, right? Partition coefficient is also known as what here? Nernst distribution law. Okay. So coming to here, what is Nernst distribution law? The ratio of the concentration of phase 1 by concentration of phase 2 at equilibrium, which is constant at constant temperature. We call it as Nernst distribution law. It is having certain conditions like association, dissociation and chemical molecule act as a solvent. So here the insolvent extraction, how the partition coefficient, how the value of Kd should be. So if the more value of partition coefficient we are having, means here for simple extraction is nothing but you are taking here. So you are taking a separating funnel, right? The separating funnel. So in this separating funnel, yes, so in this separating funnel, the partition coefficient, so whenever the layer is formed, the partition coefficient, the Kd is very large here. Why? Because we can easily separate this extraction. So means what? The ratio of the solution, means the solvents whatever taking we are taking, there should be the partition coefficient should be what here? The Kd. For simple extraction, the Kd should be large here. Okay, so this is nothing but partition coefficient. When the partition coefficient is large, automatically we can separate what? We can easily separate the solvent molecules. If you take multiple extraction, means the volume of total organic solvent is very much large compared to simple extraction. So this is nothing but what here? This is nothing but partition coefficient values. K or Kd we can take. This is the first factor. So by this what we are understanding, partition coefficient is also known as Nernst distribution law, which is denoted by Kd. So it's in simple extraction. So this is a simple extraction method. So for these molecules, the Kd is very large. Okay, if you take multiple extraction is nothing but if you take 1, 2, 3, 4 solvents like that, means ether, aniline, benzene, if you are adding these three type of solvents to the organic solvent, so automatically the Kd will also increase. So if partition coefficient increases, automatically solvent extraction also increases. So this is nothing but first factor. And coming to second factor, so the second factor is nothing but choice of solvent. So here, to remove the solute from the compound, two layers, so we have to choose perfect solvent. Means what here, whenever you are adding a compound to the separating funnel, so you have to choose proper solvent. So the solvent whatever we are taking, so first of all it should have high distribution ratio, means high KD value it should have. Okay, high partition value it should have. So when you are taking this solvent, these are the characteristics it should have. So what is the first one we should have? That is high value of distribution ratio for solute. Okay, and coming to second one, it should have low solubility in aqueous phase. Means what here? Generally in a separating funnel we are having two layers. One is organic layer, another one is aqueous layer. The down part we call it as aqueous, upper part we call it as organic layer. So when you add a solvent, what should happen? It should not dissolve, means very less quantity only should dissolve in the water. So that is only we are speaking. It should have a low solubility in aqueous phase when you add this solvent, and also it should have low toxicity and inflammability. So means what here? Toxicity means the solvent whatever you are taking, it should not be poison. Okay, so sometimes we take benzene, iodine. When you are taking that, compounds will act as a poisonous compound when it absorbs oxygen in the atmosphere. So those type of compounds we should most probably avoid. Why? Because it should be done in the air process only. Okay, so for that, to get the organic layers we should have low toxicity. So low toxicity means we should have low poisonous nature. Inflammability is nothing but what? Whenever you are adding solvent, it should not catch the fire easily. Okay, so the fire should not be catched easily. So that is nothing but choice of the solvent. And also it should have a low viscosity. Low viscosity is also nothing but what here? It should have very low poisonous nature. Okay, so and also the density whatever we are taking from aqueous phase, means it should have different types of densities. And this process, the solvent whatever we are taking, that should be very cheap. Okay, and also we should have to be select properly. It should be very selective and easy to recover. So if you are having these conditions only, then only we have to take the solvent. Okay, so what is the first condition we are having? High partition value we should have, and we should have a low solubility in aqueous phase, and low toxicity, viscosity, inflammability, and also it should be cheap and selective, and it should be easy to recover. So whenever you add solvent, it can easily again can form the solute molecules. So those type of things only we can have to choose this solvent. Okay, so this is about second factor. And coming to third factor, salting out agents. Salting out agents. So salting out agents is nothing but what here? This is a salting out. Mainly we let us see what is salting out. So the salting out is nothing but here, it is a purification. Generally here we are going to speak about inorganic metals. Metals is nothing but what? Which will be having good electricity and good thermal conductivity, and which is a hard and brittle, and it is a good conductors of electricity, right? So those type of characteristics the metal should have. Means we can take d block elements. D block elements will act as a metals, right? So coming to here, let us see first of all what is salting out definition. So the salting out is nothing but here, This is a purification method that utilizes the reduced solubility of a molecules in a very high ionic strength. So this is nothing but what here? Salting out. Okay, so what is salting out? We are saying purification method. First of all we have to say, so why we say purification method means, so when you, for example, water is having high concentration. Okay, if you take H2O, so how it is forming? H plus OH minus. So it is forming as ions, and here the ionic nature, whatever it is forming here, it should be very high, means the concentration should be high here. The molecule whatever we are having, so that should be very high. Okay, so means what? The water molecule will be having less solubility nature. Why? Because here we are purifying the metals. So when you purify the metals, automatically the water should have low solubility. So and when it will be having low solubility, whenever the concentration is high, then only it will be having. So that is nothing but what here? That is nothing but salting out agents. Okay. So here mainly the salting out agents. So this salting out agents mainly found in where here? Mainly found in extraction of metals. Okay, so mainly found in what? Extraction of metals by adding high concentration of inorganic salts to aqueous. So means what? For example, inorganic salt is nothing but NaCl. So this is added to what here? This is added to H2O. So it is mainly from sodium is a metal, chloride, so this is a high ionic strength it is having. So when you add, what happens? Sodium hydroxide and HCl is get. So means what? The metallic nature whatever it is there, it should have high concentration. Okay, so this is nothing but salting out effect we are saying. Okay, so by adding, what we can say, by adding salt on the water molecules. Okay, and coming to here, due to the common ion effect also we can say. So what is common ion effect generally? So the salting out agents mainly refers with common ion effect we can say. So the common ion effect is nothing but the weak electrolyte is dissociated into strong electrolyte. Dissociated, or we can say reduced into strong electrolyte. That one we call it as what here? Common ion effect. Okay, so means what here? So when you add water molecule to the, for example here what is NaCl is one more molecule, NaOH is one molecule. So this is a base and this is a acid, right? So means what? This is adding, we are saying here what here? Weak electrolyte. Now let us take CH3COOH is a weak electrolyte. Let us take NaOH is a strong electron. What is the common thing we are having here? OH. So this OH is the common. So means it is going to form a CH3COONA, a strong electrolyte it is going to form again with sodium. So by this what we can say here, there is a common ions are present over here. So coming to here, how it is giving salt? When you're reacting here, see acetic acid and sodium hydroxide. So before forming sodium acetate, so what it is? An acid, liquid form. Sodium hydroxide is also a salt. Okay, so then what happens? This is an inorganic salt and this is a acetic acid. Okay, so when you are adding this one, what happens here? It is forming as a sodium acetate, right? It is salting out. So means what? Finally the product whatever we are getting, it is a salting out product. So by this what we can say, by using the common ion also we can use. So for this again, if you add molecule like water molecule, so then what happens? Again it is forming as a CH3COOH plus NaOH. So means what? It is undergoing reversible process. So okay, this is nothing but salting out agents. Means it is undergoing emulsions, we can say. Emulsion, do you know? So emulsion is nothing but what here? Oil in water we are having, water in oil phase we are going to have. So coming to here, if you take these two compounds, the formation will be like this. Oil in water type, it is going to form emulsion. So in solvent extraction, what happens when you add solvent? So then what happens when you add this solvent? We are going to separate and it is forming as a salting out agent. So this is the molecule it is forming. Okay, so this is about third factor we are discussing. So let us discuss here fourth factor, that is pH value. So what is pH? pH is nothing but what here? pH is nothing but concentration of hydrogen. What is pH? pH is nothing but concentration of hydrogen. So here how much hydrogen we are taking? The concentration of hydrogen should be here, whether it may be low, whether it may be high. Okay, so mainly the pH will depend upon the extraction process. It depends upon what here? Extraction process it is going to depend. Okay, so different metals will have different pH values, we can say. Means if you take Fe plus 3, it will have different pH value. If you take Al plus 3, it will be having different pH value. Means one metal will show. So this is a metal. So it will show one pH value. It will show one pH value. Means what here? Different pH values will show different metals. Or we can say different metals will show different pH value. Okay, so means what here? This is by adding. If you take organic phase, means let us see here, these are the two layers. So let us see, this is a organic phase, this is a inorganic phase. So this is having one pH value, this is having one pH value, we can say. Okay, so means what? The pH value. Let us consider extraction of amine. So these are the two layers we have formed. When you add amine as a extracting agent, means the solvent extraction, the extraction of amine we are doing from aqueous solution. So then what happens? The pH value here for amine, the pH value will be 1.5. Okay, so then how we are going to know this pH values? Basing upon the buffer solutions. So what is buffer solutions here? We are going to do in the titrations mainly. The buffer solution is nothing but it consists of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. So why we use pH values to buffer solutions? To control the pH value. To control the pH value, we are using mainly this buffer solution. Okay, so in amines, when you take RNH2, RNH2 is nothing but amine. So here the hydrogen is present, means the protonated form is present in aqueous phase. So then what we can say here? These are more soluble than organic phase. So means what? It is extracting, the amine molecule is extracting. So that's why the aqueous solution is adjusted so that amine in that form will be enter into the organic phase easily. Otherwise, if the amine is more in water phase, the organic phase will contain nothing. So means what? It will become neutralization compound like water molecule. So if you take H2O, what it will form? H plus plus OH minus. It is forming both acidic and basic nature. Means it is a neutral compound, we can say. Like that, if you take in a funnel organic phase and aqueous phase, if we are adding amines, so then what happens? It will become a neutral. Okay, so to not get the neutral compound, so we are taking a pH value which will maintain the organic phase, the amine as a extracting agent. So this is nothing but fifth factor we can say. And next one we are having oxidizing agent. So what is oxidizing agent? Oxidation is different, reduction is different. Oxidizing agent is different, reducing agent is different. So oxidation. So oxidation is nothing but what here? Oxidation is nothing but here addition of hydrogens or removal of electrons, we can say. Removal of electrons or addition of oxygen, we can say. Then what is reduction? Reduction is nothing but removal of oxygen, addition of hydrogen, gain of electrons, we can say, right? So this is nothing but oxidation reduction. Then what is oxidizing agent? So the reverse of the oxidation, we call it as oxidizing agent. Means what here? Gain of electrons. Gain of electrons and removal of oxygens, we call it as what here? Oxidizing agent. And coming to reducing agent is nothing but what here? Reducing agent is nothing but loss of electrons. Okay, so the reverse of this reduction we call it as reducing agent. The reverse of the oxidizing agent we call it as oxidizing agent. Means gain of electrons, we call it as what? Oxidizing agent. Okay, so this is nothing but oxidizing agent we are saying. So here, what is the use of oxidizing agent in the solvent extraction? Why we are taking oxidizing agent is nothing but here. So we are having Fe plus 2 and Fe plus 3. Okay, when we do titrations, so here the Fe3 is changing to Fe plus 2. Means the electrons are losing here. Okay, so means what? The extraction what we are taking, it is not going to extract the solvent extraction. When you add one more compound only, it is going to extract that compound. So means what? It increases the selectivity of extraction. So I have told you how to choose the extraction. So to choose that extractions, so we can easily identify the oxidizing agent. If we can identify oxidizing agent, we can easily select the extracting agent. And here impurities whatever it is present, we can remove it also. Because of that only we are taking the here oxidizing agents. If you change the oxidation state of metals, then organic extracts will also used as a oxidizing agent. So this is about factor of oxidizing agent. So next one we are having masking agents. The next factor we are going to discuss here is masking agents. So what is masking agent? So masking agent is also known as complexing agents. So complexing agents. So in the previous class we have discussed about complexing agents, complexometric titration. So what is complexometric titrations? It is going to form a complex. Means mainly we are going to deal with the here metals. So generally, as we know, the inorganic solvent solute is soluble in inorganic solvent. Inorganic solute soluble in inorganic solvent, and organic solute soluble in organic solvent, right? So means what, if you take generally Fe plus 2, Fe plus 2 is soluble in Fe plus 2 only, and if you take organic acetic acid, acetic acid is soluble in ethyl alcohol, means what, it is soluble in organic compounds only. So means what happens here, the water what you are taking, the aqueous phase in metals or in the organic compounds, it should be less and also more here. So why here we are saying metals, mainly because, so here generally inorganic salts what you are taking, in the inorganic salts form charged ions in the solution. Generally it forms what here, charged ions in the solution. In other words, what we can say, it is having more hydration energy. So here the water, due to hydration energy, what happens, the water is decreasing here in the metals. So how we can see, for example Al I have taken, Al plus 3, this is a metal. Okay, so it should have a complex, no, it should form the complex. So then it is treating with quinoline, 3 moles of quinoline it is treating. So this is the quinoline compound. Okay, so here how we are going to form, there will be a loss of 3H plus, then it is forming as a complex like this, that is this is the N. Sorry. So like this 3 molecules means aluminum quinolate it is forming. So means what, there will be loss of 3H plus. More it is forming what, the nitrogen which is forming, it is forming as a ring compound, right? Itself only it is forming as a ring complex. So means by this what we can say here, the aluminum whatever we are taking, so it is forming as a ring complex. By this what we can say, it is a metal chelate complex we can say. So this is the complex we have formed. That's why I have told you this is a complexing agent. So then this aluminum can be extracted with nickel. It can extract with nickel, iron and vanadium. So these are the compounds it can extract. Okay, so and it is having pH value also nearly 5.8. So this is about masking agents. So the masking agent is nothing but what here, which is known as complexing agent. The inorganic solute will soluble in non-organic solvents, and organic solute will soluble in only organic solvents. So these are forming as a chelate complex. The metal will form a metal chelate complex, and this is extracted with iron by using which, these are, we call it as masking agents mainly. So means what, we are using another agent for extraction, that one we call it as what here, masking agents. Okay, so these are the general factors, and one more factor we are having, that is modifiers. So modifiers is nothing but what here, these are added to organic phase to increase the solubility. Okay, so here which is having high molecular weight, that one we call it as modifiers. Means the high molecular weight we call it as what here, modifiers. So the high molecular weight generally which will have alcohols. So alcohols, mainly we are going to take capryl alcohol. So this should be added mainly to this capryl alcohol is mainly added to the what here, organic phase. So means what, we are having two phases, organic, inorganic phase. To that organic phase only we are adding capryl alcohol. Why we are adding capryl alcohol here? To increase the solubility. To increase solubility only we are going to get the modifying agents. So this is nothing but factors. One more factor is that one we can discuss in the next class. So generally we have discussed almost 7 factors. The first one is high value of partition coefficient. Second one is what to choose the choice of solvent, and third one salting out agent. Fourth one we have discussed pH value. Fifth one we have seen oxidizing agent. Sixth one masking out agent, and last one modifiers. Okay, so these are the factors which will involve in the solvent extraction. In the next class we can see the application of oxidizing agent and another more factor, that is synergism. Thank you.